Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about one concept that I think is very vital, and I see it prop up in so many different people. I watch and read a lot of videos and articles and books and sources of knowledge from a lot of successful people, many of which are self-made, and by self-made, some are just on the extremes. For instance, I recently was watching this hour-long interview by a entrepreneur of the name Eric Thompson. Now, this is a man who he basically came from broke poverty. Uh, he was kicked out of his house, or I guess he ran away from home when he was 16, and he lived homeless on the streets. It's a complete mess. He dumpster dived for food and on and on and on, and he ended up creating massive wealth. So he and many other examples. Another one is Oprah Winfrey. She preaches this, and it's one of her central tenets. Um, this concept props up, so I want to share it with you. And basically, what it is quite simple. It's this whole thing about how um, you have to switch your mentality from a victim mentality to I'm in control of my life. I can change this. I can do something about this. And so, I've deliberated and thought about the actual truth about this, the philosophy about this, and so forth. And arguably, you know, part of it is out of your control and so forth. But you will be surprised how much you can control. And it is just amazing. This man, Eric Thompson, he said that his life up until that point, when he finally decided, I'm in control, I can change my life, rather than what he was before, which is something I uh, did to a certain extent quite a lot. I think everyone does to a certain extent a lot for a lot of things. Many guys, I see it everywhere in terms of dating, they play the victim card. Oh, it's because I'm not good looking. Oh, it's because I'm not this. It's because I'm not that. It's like, well, nothing's stopping you from hitting the gym. Nothing's stopping you from being more confident, working on yourself, grooming, fashion, becoming a better person, becoming successful, all this stuff. And so it's one of the central tenets. And he said, Eric Thompson, he said that as soon as I changed this mentality, my life started changing. And before that, he played the victim card just as hard, if not harder, than most people. He said everything in his life wasn't his fault. He was homeless. He grew up in a bad area. His mom was a single mom with 12 children, and they lived in one apartment, and all on and on and on. But he said he wanted to change his life. He did something, and that's what came about it. And so it is quite a fascinating topic. And as you can tell, it led to some amazing things. And what's very inspiring is that you have people like Oprah Winfrey, who you might be surprised to know is a billionaire, uh, saying similar stuff, and all across the board. Now, does everyone say this? Again, not necessarily. And again, do economics and all sorts of other stuff play a role in it? I do think so. You know, I do think depending on the economy, if you live in the United States, though, I mean, your excuses are probably much less than you think. It's such a land of opportunity and creation for wealth. And I mean, it's not easy. It's not something that can be easily done, but many things do play a role into it. But um, I do think for most of us, we can do much more. And so it's kind of strange how people have this mentality. And um, I do think, to what extent can you bring this out? Who knows? But the point is, I mean, it's not about what's right or wrong. It's about changing your life to the best optimal potential it can be. So if that means a mentality where you think that you're in full control rather than 80% control, but I feel like the difference is minor, um, then go for the full control mentality. I have 100% control about where my life is and where I want it to go. And I mean, it is atrocious how deep this runs. And I mean, it's partially true in certain areas. There are certain economies and geographic areas where the farmers are just, by the nature of things, bound to one particular path in life, and that's farming to make a very small amount of income because of the screwed up infrastructure. But if you're watching this video, you're probably much better off, and there's many more opportunities for you. So keep that in mind and just think it through. But again, yeah, it's atrocious. Like loved ones and friends and people, you would think, at least to a certain extent, would be free of these limiting victim mentalities. I would talk to them, and I would just be so surprised. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.